Hey guys, my name is Morgan and welcome to today's video. Back at it again at the seedling table, but today is going to be something different. First time that I'm dealing with strawberries, and these strawberries, like I mentioned in yesterday's video, I'm going to be putting these in the bath. So this is the current state of the bath, and I will admit it looks like this because I have neglected it. There's been nothing really important growing in here, so I haven't been watering, I haven't been doing a lot of care and a lot of maintenance in that bath, but I'm going to be planting some very cool and important strawberries. So the bath is definitely going to be looking a lot better. I'm going to be taking a lot of the ground out there and replacing it with some nice fresh compost, because that bath I made when I didn't have any compost, so I just used ground that I'd found around the yard. So that stuff is extremely hard and there's no nutrients in there. So I'm going to be taking all that out, putting some compost in and some beautiful strawberries. The one thing I am going to do though is leave this avo tree in here. This avo is actually almost a volunteer, because I had a bunch on my windowsill and I opened my blinds and one of them fell out the window and it landed there, and that was when I think it's when I had all my tomatoes or my bell peppers or something there. So somehow this thing just started sprouting, and yeah, I had a volunteer avo tree, so that's going to be staying in there. First things first though, I need to take all of these plants out and then I'm going to be putting them on the compost pile. Welcome to South Africa. Yo, it's so bad. Okay, let's see how hard it really is. Yeah. Yeah. Low-key think I need a pee. Alright, so I've taken, I think, just under half. It might even be half of the bath. And here you can see that one strawberry pot, if I had to put it straight down, it's going to be less than the bath, which is perfectly fine, because what I want to do is I want to put a layer of some compost down, then put my strawberries in, and then fill everything with some compost, so that they're not sitting on this really hard ground, but they're sitting on some compost and they're surrounded by some compost. So that's going to be the main idea. I hope I'm going to have enough. I have some compost down there, I've got some in some bags, and I also have some pretty well rotted horse manure, so I might use that as the top, just so that when I water, then the nutrients can soak down. But I'll see how that goes. The main thing I need to do now is get some compost in, and I have a little trick that I'm going to show you guys on transplanting something from a big pot, so stay tuned. Because the compost is actually pretty heavy and these bags are meant for wood and not ground, I have this bag of some sieved compost. I believe it's 1 centimeter. Then I have some more of this compost in another bag, so I'm going to use this bag as the base and then see what the depth is looking like, see how much we have come up, and then if I need more, I do have there, and I'm going to use that bag to surround the strawberries as well. This is dry, like bone dry, so I am going to do a little bit of watering in between just to break the hydrophobic layer. So let's get this compost in the bath. working a little bit better. I think I might need to add, I'm going to give this a little water. I think what I'm going to do is put another little bit of that compost that I have in another bag, just to try and raise it up till in line with the bath. Maybe I should leave it here. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave it here, because if I have it in line with the bath and I water, maybe some of the water is going to flow over. It's better to have it like this ever pot here, where it's a little bit in, so when you water, all the water stays in. Yeah, okay, I think I'm going to do that. So I'm going to leave this layer, I'm going to leave it this height, and then I'm going to give it a little water. Then I'm going to put my plants, see if I can show you quickly. This is my trick. I'm going to put my plants in like this, and then fill it up. Instead of filling everything and then digging a hole and planting it, just put them all like that, space them out where you want, and then just fill around it, and then it's done. So that's what I'm going to do. The first thing I want to say, if you've ever smelled a strawberry flower, wow, it's so good. It's so sweet and almost like vanilla, but it's so nice. Anyways, I have 8 strawberry plants, and I'm going to space them evenly out through the entire bath, and hopefully they'll send out a lot of runners, and then this whole bath will be filled with some strawberries. So hopefully at the end of the year, maybe in a year's time, the whole bath will be full of strawberries. So let's get straight to it. Another thing that I've realized, because the ground is hydrophobic, the new compost I'm going to put in here, because it's hydrophobic, which means it repels water, I'm going to put it in and amongst now with the pots still, like with the strawberries still in the pots. And then once I have watered everything and the hydrophobic layer is gone, then I will just pull them out. There'll be a hole left behind. I'll take the strawberry and I'll put it in. Because I know if I had to do it the other way and take the pots off now and then do the whole watering, the hydrophobic, getting rid of it and stuff like that, the strawberry plant is going to almost, like the soil is going to start coming off of the roots, and I don't want that. I want to keep the root ball intact. So I'll explain it as I go along. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about now, but that's what I'm going to do. Alright, so here I have some fresh homemade compost. Still got a few twigs and weeds. That stuff doesn't really compost really well, but most of this is really nice, and it's going to add a nice layer of nutrients, and it's going to be a nice top layer because it's not hydrophobic. So when I water, the water will then seep in, and this stuff has been sitting for a while. Oh, it's so nice and soft. So much better than what it was before. Yo. But yeah, okay, let's get this compost in. The really fun part, so this is what I was explaining earlier. I'm going to use this one as an example. We take this out, we have a hole that's left behind, and then all we do is we take our strawberry plant, and that fits right in there. And there we go. It's easy as that. So I'm going to go around and I'm going to do all of these strawberry plants, get them all in the ground. So now that the strawberries are planted, let's do a little bit of talking about strawberries. So strawberries, for some reason, I've always thought that they are a summer crop. As soon as spring and summer hits, strawberries are everywhere. But apparently strawberries actually like it a little bit cooler. So they don't really enjoy the 30 degrees Celsius and above. The maximum that they like is 26 degrees Celsius, and their best range is from 20 to 26. So here in South Africa, zone 6. So here in South Africa, zone 11 to 12, it gets pretty hot. So I'm going to have to keep an eye on them and maybe put a little shade cloth if I have to, but they do enjoy sunlight. They like the sun. They want at least 14 hours of sunlight, and now the position that they are in now, because of all these trees here as well, they are not going to get 14 hours. The maximum they'll get there is maybe around 9 or 10, hopefully in the peak of summer. So we'll see how they do. I'm pretty sure that they'll be perfectly fine. So, and this is the first time I'm doing strawberries, so we'll see how it goes. You can find me on Instagram at Morgan in the Garden. I do all kinds of update videos on small little pieces around the garden. So stay tuned to my Instagram to see updates on the strawberries as well. Another thing that I did do was I went around with a clean pair of scissors and I trimmed off all of the strawberries that haven't really developed a strawberry yet. So none of them are red, none of them are near harvesting time. But all of the strawberries that were still closed, or the flowers that were still closed, or the ones that were smaller, I cut all of those off and I left only one strawberry per plant, and some of the plants don't even have strawberries yet. So all of that trimming is then going to help the strawberry establish some nice foliage and focus its energy on producing some good foliage, which in turn is then going to produce some bigger and sweeter strawberries at the end of the season. So strawberries do take quite a while. They do take quite a long time from transplanting to your first harvest of strawberries. So it's going to take a while. So this trimming is going to extend that time. So it's going to be quite a process, but the end result is going to be absolutely amazing. With regards to watering, I'm going to water basically when the plant needs it. So maybe twice a week. I'm not going to be overwatering them, and I'm definitely not going to neglect this bed like I did last time. So watering is basically going to be twice a week. And there we go, that is going to be the end of today's video. I hope you guys really enjoyed, and I hope you learned a little something on strawberry care and transplanting strawberries. If you do have any questions, please leave it in the comment section down below and I'll be sure to answer all of them. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and until next time, have a wonderful day and stay active in the garden.